Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at this 2020 Grand Design Momentum. It's going to be a 395M. Now this is going to be over 42 foot long and it is going to be a toy hauler, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So one thing you can appreciate with these toy haulers is the aggressiveness of how they look. They have really nice color schemes. One thing to mention about this one is you can get it in a full body paint. Typically dealerships do not bring them in that way. You kind of have to do like a special order because they don't know the color scheme of what whoever wants, but they do have actually a few online that you can pick from. They do use a standard pin box for the fifth wheel, and it is going to have a 21,000 pound gross vehicle weight. Storage below the pin box is kind of tight because this does have an optional generator. It's going to be a Cummins QG 5500, and this should be able to run all three AC units simultaneously too. Now you do have your battery hookup inside of here, and this does have hydraulic jacks. You will have 60 pounds of propane. You have one on this side and one on the other side. And you also have what I would call very disappointing storage. I'm gonna turn my light on really quickly, 1 second. Now, one thing to note, this does not have a drop frame. So this is a really tight storage area. They do give you your light on this side. You do have battery disconnect, and they do give you a central vacuum cleaner for the outside and the inside. And as I always note, you have a hard surface down here too. But you know, again, this is not a lot of storage, and it's not a pass-through either. So this is actually blocked off because your water bay is on the other side. I'll show that to you in a second. But take a look at the aluminum construction on this thing. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention up front is this is going to be a wide body fifth wheel, so you'll probably see that when we go inside how much more space you have too. Now, just behind the compartment door, you do have power outlets here. And you do have a water port on this side of the RV. I do like the fact that they do this. A lot of RVs do not offer this as an option for you. So be sure, put this on your list of things to have. It is nice to have this because you can wash things off on this side without having to run a hose below the RV. Now they do give you a step above system. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this is very small. Let me just show you what I mean. As you see, the steps don't really cover the entire door. Now, I'm not sure if it's just a issue with getting the steps inside, but these steps are very narrow. So that's something that I would like look into, maybe switching out in the future, because I will say you want wide steps. My fifth wheel, which is smaller than this, has wider steps than this RV does. They do give you dual pane glass for this RV. It's really good for insulation. It looks nice. And they do give you two awnings on this side of the RV, which is the passenger side. And they also give you an awning on the rear. You do have a deck back there that you can put down, which the garage door turns into a deck. So be sure, to take a look at that. I'll put a picture on here so you guys can see what it looks like. But you do get LED lights below these awnings also. And they give you a television on the outside. This will be optional also. It's basically this compartment on the slide. And they give you Rockford Fosgate speakers here too. One thing to consider if you are in the market for an RV is the placement of these slides. I prefer not to have a slide in the center of the RV because when you are at your campsite, this slide might interfere with your camping space. So just keep that in mind. And another thing is, whenever you have a awning on the slide, it's hard to push that awning out when it is on the slide because you kind of run out of space because of trees. You do have a 6-point leveling system also. And this is going to be a rack and pinion slide system too. Here's just a better look at your second awning. And you do have two entrances to get inside the RV. Now, when you guys see it inside, they're kind of in the same position. And the reason why they give you two different ways to get inside the RV is because these kind of block off your living area and your kitchen too. Because of how big this trailer is, you do have 3 axles, 7,000 pounds, G-rated tires, and really nice aggressive looking wheels too. Really like the way it looks. And they do give you an upgraded suspension. This is going to be their Lippert component, and it's called an EcoFlex system. You got one basically between the center wheel there, and there's the other one there. On the driver's side of the fifth wheel, you do have a fuel station, and they do give you a ladder to go up on the roof. And because this has 2 bathrooms, you do have a dump station just in the back of here too for that half bath that you have, which I'll show you when we get inside. And as I mentioned, this is going to be a rack and pinion slide system too. This is going to be your other dump. This is basically your first dump for your main bathroom and your kitchen. And as you see, you have a piping here. This is going to be for your generator. And this is your exhaust for your furnace, hot water heater. And they give you the 50 amp right here, pretty much towards the front of the fifth wheel. This is a good area to have it at, I would say. And one thing I mentioned earlier about this storage, you really are down on storage on this fifth wheel. I do like to have a pass through on this side, but because of the design and how much space you have inside, this just doesn't have as much space as you would like to have. They do give you your water filter inside of here. And this is how you control your wet bay. Not a lot of space in here. I probably would remove this, shower anytime I was dumping, because your valves down there kind of get blocked. But you do have your freshwater tank fill here. And I wonder if that tank is closer to the front of the fifth wheel. That's something to keep in mind, because if you do plan on towing something like this, you really are going to need a dually, because if that freshwater tank is in the front, I mean, this thing has like 100-gallon capacity. So that puts a lot of weight on the pin weight of this trailer. So be careful with that when you're going to pick out a truck. You do have an auto leveling system. This is going to be 6-point hydraulic. And it's just pretty simple to use too. Last slide that you have, this does have 3 slides in total. This will be a Schwintek slide system. And this is basically going to be for your wardrobe. All right, guys, so I have my wife for the inside here. She's going to take it away.
So one thing that I like about this specific toy hauler is that it has a dinette set. In a lot of toy haulers we've walked through, you don't have this. You're kind of sitting at your living room couch to have dinner, which they also do give you these kind of TV tables that are removable as an option too. So I do like that.
And just like Hannah said too, I like the fact that you have a separate area for your living, because typically you have a long couch here and they'll give you like some tables that you can set up, and then that'll kind of be like where you eat at. But this kind of gives you that home away from home feeling. And large love seat here, and you have a sectional that you can probably fit about 4 people comfortably on, although you might be a little bit close to the TV on this side, but the TV does pop out. And you do have a fireplace just below too, and they give you some accent lights too. They give it to you around the television, and then up top, and then above your cabinets.
I like how open the kitchen is. They use real granite, which also adds to your weight, so keep that in mind. You have extra counter space that does pop up. This is pretty cool. It has this here that you can unlock and pull out. So it gives you a little cutting board space, some extra drawers and space there. When you're traveling, put it in, or if you're not ready, to use it, and then you just lock it here. So this sink is equivalent, I would think, to a farmhouse sink in an actual house. It does have these granite cutout that you can stick here and use as a cutting board. It's really nice. Again, just keep in mind maybe for the weight of your trailer, this is heavy.
Yeah, this is kind of heavy.
But very nice.
Yeah.
It's a homey feature. The pantry is more like a spice/canned good area. You're not really going to get cereal boxes or big bags of food in here at all. So just keep that in mind. You do have another cabinet up there that I can't reach. I don't know what I would store in there. Here above the sink, you do have deeper cabinets. So maybe if you wanted to put a crock pot or an air fryer or pots and pans up here, you could. There's really no other area in the kitchen where you could store bigger items besides underneath the stove. Every other drawer is really small, so just keep that in mind. The fridge is huge, so is the freezer.
Yes, it is.
So you can stock up and camp for a week without any problems of storing your non-perishables.
All right, guys, so this to show you how tall this storage is. My wife's 5'2". Go ahead and try to get that. And it's not that deep, but I mean, you can put some cereal boxes up there maybe. I will say pros and cons of having, not much space. We have a deep one, but if you're traveling, all your stuff goes flying anyways. So having this kind of not be that deep kind of helps things kind of stay more in place. So I do like that. But again, you are limited on storage also. So they give you a little bit more storage on this side, but for the most part, you really are, kind of like going to the grocery store maybe every other day just to buy stuff and cook it out and throw it away.
Right when you walk in, there are cabinets here that for us in our RV, we don't have anything there. I would love to put shoes and gloves and hats in here for the kids. This is nice hides all of the outside things.
Walking back to the garage, you do have a loft up top, and they do provide a ladder too for that also. Is that a rug down there?
Looks that way.
Looks like they give you a rug for back here, which is pretty awesome too. And they do give you the Happy Jack system up top, and they do have a AC unit in here too. Now the back of this garage door does turn into a back porch, so if you are going to get a campsite, you're probably going to have to get one probably for 50 foot, because this is a 42-foot trailer, actually a little bit more if you want to use that. Entry doors right over here. They give you some storage, and one thing that really comes in handy is having the second bathroom. Now if you do use this bathroom, you will have two areas that you have to dump from, so keep that in mind. So if you don't want to necessarily use this bathroom and have to dump from it every time, you could just use the front bathroom. They do give you some hookups too for your washer and dryer, and they also provide a TV in the back.
So you can walk up into the master bedroom and also the full bath, which is a bathtub if you have little ones or if you need to soak something. There's plenty of cabinet space and countertop space. They even have more cabinet space here behind the toilet, which is nice.
Nice. One thing I like to mention too is this is a one-piece shower. I kind of wish we had this. This looks so much nicer.
In the master bedroom, the bed is not on a slide, which I do like. And I even like when beds face in this direction when you open the door.
Yes.
They have a lot of cabinet space in the master. So there's plenty above. Even really adequate countertop space.
Oh wow, yes it does.
We usually keep our laptops or phones, books on this, so this is nice. More cabinet space on the side. There's two, maybe a his and hers closet, or hers and hers.
You're funny. And you're not lying either.
As well as drawer space below. And this, I think this is linoleum, right?
Linoleum, oh yeah.
Is it? This wood style linoleum floor carries into the master.
Yes, and I do like the fact that they give you carpet on the slide here, because it would help with like any drafts that come in. But one thing I would like to mention too is this wardrobe is on the slide, so if you would like to get into those lower drawers, you have to open them up to get into them. I won't spend too much time on this, but make sure if you're in the market for an RV, you check out this control panel. I mean, look at the lighting for here. Now, it is kind of slow, I noticed, but slowly but surely, take a look at this. So you can actually brighten and dim down those lights. You can also do the same for the lights inside the kitchen too. So you can actually dim and brighten these lights on the ceiling here. I love that they do that, because these lights do get bright, and sometimes it's just nice to be able to kind of tone them down just a little bit. And just to go back forward again, you know, you can control your awnings. You have your generator, so it kind of shows you the battery level, all that good stuff too. And you know, like I said, it's a really nice screen, really nice control panel. This is going to pretty much control your RV, and I'm sure you have an app that you can use to control this also, so to keep that in mind too. Okay, so let's take a look at the capacity. So your gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 20,000 pounds. So once you add all your toys, all your gear, you cannot exceed this number. You do have 3 7,000-pound axles, which actually cover the weight of the trailer. And it says here that you have a 15,540-pound unloaded vehicle weight, but I think that might be incorrect. So looking at this sticker, if you take a look at your sticker that says the weight of cargo should never exceed 4,400 pounds, what I did was I took 20,000 pounds, I subtracted from that 4,400, and it shows 15,600. Now I would go by that number only because this trailer does have a lot of options on it. I mean, you have a third AC unit, you have a generator up front, you have, you know, the Rockford Fosgate speakers, subwoofers, and the television on the outside. So just make sure you guys understand these numbers. When you are at dealers, make sure you do the research and make sure you do buy the right trailer. That way you don't go over these limits. Here's some of your specs for the RV. Keep in mind this does have a hitch weight of 3,150 pounds, and that's going to be dry. And these are going to be some of your options for the RV.